is Rachel, and today I'm going to be doing my May and June wrap-up. It seems like my wrap-ups are kind of turning into an every other month thing. I just haven't been reading as much as I really wanted to the past several months, and I feel like I haven't read enough to do a wrap-up. But, I should just start doing them every month no matter how much I read, but, we'll see. We'll see. But for now, we're going to talk about all of May and all of June. So first up is a book I read with my students for book club, and that is Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This story is presented as poetry, and we really, really liked that element of it. I thought this was very, very interesting, and I am excited to be able to recommend this to students in the future. Next up, I read Big Mushy Happy Lump by Sarah Anderson. This is a comic book series, and I really like this one. I gave it 5 out of 5. I just think they're so funny and relatable, and I always enjoy reading these. Next up, I read Chrissys Great Idea by Anne M. Martin. This is the first book in the Babysitters Club, and then I read Chrissys Great Idea, the first book in the Babysitters Club by Anne M. Martin and Raina Telgemeier, basically the graphic novel version. I wanted to read them one after the other so I could really kind of compare and contrast, and I felt like they did an amazing job of taking the story and turning it into a graphic novel without really losing anything. I didn't feel like anything really was left out, changing the format, and I didn't really feel like we lost any of the story by dropping a lot of the text. They were able to really keep the integrity of the story through the drawings and the text boxes and all the graphic novel tools that they have. So I was excited to see that they were pretty equivalent, so I could recommend those at school. I gave them both 3 out of 5. Next, I read The Dreaded It by Stephen King. I did not like this one. It took me so long to read. It was like all of May, and I just didn't enjoy it. I thought it was too long. I thought it was too repetitive. I didn't really enjoy the storyline. I didn't think the clown was scary at all. I thought the bully, which I can't even remember his name now because I'm trying to block this book out, he was the scary part in this book, and I hated the ending. I also thought towards the end it got really creepy, and not like in a scary way, just in like a creepy way. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but there's some weird things that go down at the end, and I just didn't enjoy this. But I agreed to read it with one of my friends, so I made it through, and now we're ready to see the movie. I did give this one 1 out of 5 stars. And if you love Stephen King, I am happy for you, but his writing style and my reading style just don't mesh. So, moving on though, I read The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I read this with one of my friends, and I actually read it in May, and I read it again in June for a little book club that we started. So I read that one twice over these 2 months, so obviously I liked it, but again, 5 out of 5. Next, I read Awkward by Svetlana Chmakova, and I really enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to the second one in the series. I gave it 4 out of 5. I think this is one of the better messages that I've seen in middle grade graphic novels, so I'm excited to recommend this one to students in the fall. Next, I read Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I thought this one was kind of meh. I mean, it was a very short read, and I was interested in what happened, but I wasn't that excited about the book overall, so I gave it 3 out of 5. Next, I read House of Furies by Madeline Rowe. I gave this 4 out of 5. I did a full review on this one, so feel free to check out that video as well. Then I read Listful Thinking by Paula Rizzo. I enjoyed this one. I really like making lists and using all my planners, so I very much enjoyed this book, and I've been recommending it to people, and because it's super short. I think it was like 140 pages or something. Then I also read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. This was a reread for me. I read it as part of a little book club that I started, and I liked it. Once again, the book itself does not spark joy, so I don't own it, but I do like to kind of refresh and remind myself that I don't need to hang on to things all the time, because I do collect a lot of things, as you can probably see. So I did like rereading it and kind of trying to inspire myself, but I also don't agree with everything that she says, so, you take what you can. But I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And then lastly, I just finished right at the end of June / like the first 2 days of July, Watch Me Disappear by Janelle Brown, which I also did a quick video for, so feel free to check that one out as well. So total over the past 2 months, I read 12 books, which I'm pretty excited about. I did have a couple of 5-star reads in there, mostly 3 stars though, so I'm hoping to get into some more 5 stars because I just feel like I haven't been super excited about reading lately. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm in a slump, but I feel like I'm kind of heading there. So, because I mean, June I was off school. I had no job basically all of June, and I read like 6 books. So I'm hoping next month in July I can read more, but we'll see. So hopefully you'll see me for a solo July review. Hold me accountable to that. Alright, well thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know down below what the favorite book you read in June was. I'd love to hear, and I will see you again in another video. Bye for now.